The doctor won't let us call the ambulance. So
very tough injury to come back from, that kind of injury. I don't know the severity of it, but if he has broken his jaw, you know, it's a tough one to come back from. But he's a crazy fucker, and we take our hat off. I was surprised at the amount of shots that he took in the end, and that he wasn't out cold. That's what I was surprised about. You know, and I said he's going to do very well to not get hurt in this fight. Unfortunately, he got badly hurt with the jaw.
And the fight was stopped in round 10 because his nose was bleeding so badly.
What's next for them? I'm hearing a rematch clause. If not, who do you want to see him fight?
Nobody wants to see the rematch.
Doctor examined him, give him some medication, but the medication he gave him, it obviously had to be checked. I said it, you know, don't blink, it's going to be the most amazing few rounds. It was much better than that. It was just a phenomenal fight, phenomenal to watch, to witness and see these two guys, what they did, bearing their soul and getting off Daniel getting off the floor and the canvas and coming back how he did. It swung both ways to fight, and it was just a...
Nobody could ever question this young man again. Yeah, all that quitting nonsense, nobody will ever question him again.
Two-time heavyweight champion of the world under you.
It sounds good, doesn't it? We were in there with a very dangerous fighter in the name of Fabio Wardley. He should be...
I think the worst thing that happened was that knockdown in the first round. After that, Wardley was just looking for that right hand. No jabs, no defense, no left hook. Sorry, meat and chicken. You know what I mean? But it was a hell of a fight. He showed the heart of a champion, and I think there should be a rematch. Fabio was not ready for boxing. He was no jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It's like he didn't train. He was busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. How many jabs did Fabio chuck? Less jabs. He didn't chuck no jabs.
Daniel recovered well. He's learned. You can learn from his knockdowns before. He's learned a lot. You know what I mean? So,
one of the best fights I've ever seen. One of the best fights. Fair play to Fabio Wardley. What a hard man he is. He didn't want to quit. His corner didn't pull him out. And Daniel Dubois kept his composure. He kept his composure, stuck to the plan. He started to get a bit tired himself. He realised that Wardley has still got something in the tank. He kept pulling it out of the bag. He looked dead on his feet. But what a...
You know, stay in reality, you know, it's just not slip. You know, I've got to dig deep. And as a warrior, you have to dig deep because you've got to go to that dark place.
Fabio Wardley was rushed to the hospital after getting brutally finished by Daniel Dubois. And the damage was so bad, doctors had to step in immediately. But that's just the beginning of this story.
He got dropped. I think he started to think, oh, demons, when he started to think his things weren't working. But you know what was giving Daniel confidence? He kept landing a jab. Every time Wardley threw a right hand, Dubois would stick a jab and it would touch his target. That there was giving Dubois hope that, okay, then I can stand in front of my target and I can land with a jab. And he knew he was softening up Wardley with a jab as the round.
Eddie Hearn couldn't believe how many clean shots Wardley absorbed before finally going down. He said he expected Wardley to struggle, but the punishment around his jaw area, that became seriously dangerous territory.
I've never seen a heavyweight fight that captivating, that entertaining, round after round, backwards and forwards. The heart on these guys, the balls, the bravery. That's what you want to pay. That's what you want to... We hope every time we tune in for a heavyweight championship, you're getting that type of energy. They both gave everything they had. I could watch that.
Here's where it gets wild. Derek Chisora said the fight should have been stopped in round 10. Wardley was bleeding heavily, taking massive punishment, and the ref just let it continue. The situation was spiraling out of control.
What a warrior he is, and came through that test. You know, coming off the back of a loss, I was a bit nervy to start off with and a bit all over the place, but I pulled it together and got the victory.
But get this, Frank Warren revealed that after the fight, doctors had to carefully check Wardley's medication to make sure nothing was on the ban list. That's how serious his injuries were. Medical staff wasn't taking any chances.
Happened there. This fight was very hard for two guys, you know, but I think for the crowd, but also a nice fight. Unbelievable. I like it.
about the heart.
And listen to this part. Multiple experts raised major concerns about Wardley's condition, saying it probably shouldn't be happening. They're genuinely worried this could derail his entire boxing career. The damage was that severe.
I'm surprised, but can you give a good performance? He was in the first and then the 4 rounds, I don't know. He was one down. In the second.
Now here's what's crazy. Frank Warren called it more than just exciting. He said it was a phenomenal battle from start to finish. Both fighters showed incredible heart, getting up from knockdowns and trading momentum throughout.
It wasn't the most skilled heavyweight fight I've ever seen, but it was just what the fans wanted to see. The fans wanted to know, that was blood and guts, but God and name Dubois.
Don Charles made one thing crystal clear: nobody can question Daniel Dubois anymore. All the quitting talk, dead. He's now a 2-time heavyweight champion, and Charles says this is only the beginning.
Incredible. I couldn't believe what I was watching at times there. I mean, listen, it was all going wrong at the start, wasn't it? When Fabio put him down a couple of times, but Daniel showed the heart of a lion in there, got it together, got behind his jab, and really started busting Fabio up. And by the way, Fabio Wardley is...
But hold up. Buddy McGirt revealed something key. That early knockdown completely changed Wardley's approach. Instead of boxing smart, he got desperate and started throwing wild power shots. It backfired massively.
That was incredible. What a fight. And what a chin. I can't believe, after all that, after all the punishment it took, Wardley's still never been down. Incredible chin. The man's built different. Unbelievable.
Derek Chisora went even harder on Wardley's performance. He said Wardley completely abandoned boxing basics, looked unprepared, and showed zero defensive discipline. The fight exposed serious gaps in his game.
They put him over, Dubois got back up. Dubois was nervous as anything. Felt bad for him in the first round, he was really jittery. Fabio probably really, looking back, I should have just jumped all over him, because Dubois, as great as Dubois is, and he's a fantastic fighter. On top, he's probably the best heavyweight in the world on top. Usyk befuddled him, and he can get beat Dubois because he's a real enigma, to be honest. I'm a big fan of him, but he's there. He's just.
Here's the kicker, though. Daniel Dubois admitted his corner had to literally slap him back to reality during the fight. He said he went to a dark place mentally, had to reset completely, and dig deeper than ever before. David Adelaide broke down exactly how Wardley won with his jab. Every time Wardley tried attacking, Dubois answered back with sharp jabs that disrupted his rhythm and slowly broke him down. It was methodical destruction. And get this, Sam Jones said the fight was unbelievable. Wardley started strong with knockdowns, but Dubois showed elite mentality by recovering and taking complete control as the rounds went on. So there you have it. One fighter hospitalized, another proving he's an elite heavyweight warrior, and a fight that exposed the thin line between glory and career-threatening damage. This wasn't just a title fight. It was a brutal reminder of what happens when preparation meets opportunity at the highest level. Here's my question. Was the ref wrong to let it continue, or do fighters deserve the chance to go out on their shield? Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button if this breakdown showed you something new, and subscribe because heavyweight boxing is heating up like never before.